What do you think about Colin Kaepernick trying to make a comeback in the NFL? Because you talk about another situation where I talked about earlier. You need to explain yourself. So when he
Yeah.
originally took the knee, people have to remember that Blaine Gabbert took his
They
job.
beat him out.
He beat him out. And when he gave his reasoning, he talked about a shooting incident in San Francisco where there was a criminal with an 8-inch knife that was already a part of a stabbing incident, and officers gave him multiple warnings. I think almost up to half a dozen warnings, and then it got to a situation where it was unsafe and there was a shooting. And like that already got resolved. So if like that's your reasoning and you're trying to stand up for like everybody here is saying that just the phrase Black Lives Matter, I think we can all get around. But the BLM Incorporated,
Yeah, two different entities,
And then-
in my opinion. Yeah,
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
they
And
mean
then
two different things.
now he's trying to say that the NFL Combine is basically like the slave trade. They poke and they prod,
Yep.
and he's calling the NFL racist. And if this is so racist, and
Why
like
do you
this,
want to come back and play? Why do you want to go? Like he just said it. I'm going to go back to your other point first when he first started kneeling. Yeah, why do you want to keep trying to play in the NFL if they're slave owners? They allegedly, someone said they act like they treat them like slaves. None of these guys would. I don't know how they would know, but I didn't. I've done some research. I didn't know that the average salary was $500,000 back in the day. If you were a slave owner, you had to pay $500,000 because that's what they're paying these players now is $500,000 at least, right? Right? Is it the same? Is that different?
that's what you have to think.
I mean, so yeah, I just don't know why because he just said this a couple weeks ago. I feel like, and now he's trying. Oh, I'm ready. I'm back. I'm good to go. Blah blah blah. And going back to when he started kneeling, so he started for what 3 or 4 years for the Niners, and they were pretty good in those 3 or 4
Yeah,
years.
he
They were
definitely
good.
had some success, and I think that's something we bring up all the
He
time.
was good. He was good for a couple years.
He
He was
had the
pretty good.
and they had the Harbaugh, and then obviously,
Yeah.
the Niners weren't able to win that.
Yeah. So when was he kneeling when he started?
No,
He didn't
No,
kneel
he
when he
did-
started.
no, he
Was there police brutality going on when he started? Was there other things going on, like social injustice going on when he started? I'm assuming there was, right?
Yeah, there
Because
had to
it's
be.
always been an issue, right, in America?
because that's when it gets down to this systemic racism.
Yeah, so
thing.
it's always been going on, correct? Even when he started, it was going
It's always
on.
been in America. It's always been in the NFL to his eyes.
Yeah.
And then now all of a sudden, I think there's this aspect of opportunist.
Yeah.
He was an opportunist where
So,
he was
I was
a
trying to-
backup quarterback.
I was trying to finish, bro.
I'm so sorry. I
all
get fired up.
So all that was going on when he started, correct?
Correct.
And then when he got beat out is when he started taking a knee. I don't understand that. So when he wasn't starting is when he wanted to call out why he was doing, or he wanted to make a spectacle and bring it to the forefront, but not when he was starting because it wasn't that big of a deal then. But now that I'm not starting and I got beat out by Blaine Gabbert of all people, I need to make a scene here and let people know that this is a problem.
Wouldn't you call that privilege?
I would call that opportunity. I mean, it's
Like call it privilege when he was just like, you know what, I'm kind of things might be bad,
things
but
aren't
you know,
going
but
the way I want them to go right now. I should take a knee for the anthem. People are going to recognize me, and I'm going to get talked about a lot. That's the way I saw it. You know, especially looking back at you look back the whole how it happened because he didn't kneel at all until he got beat out for his job. Correct. That's it.
And that's why I say
Nothing changed.
That's why I say there's like a sense of like privilege. So like think about all those years he was playing.
Yes.
And if there was real injustice
Problems.
going on that he decided to turn a blind eye to, that's got to be a sense of privilege there.
Yes.
But with this whole situation here, it just started such a crap storm in the NFL that
Oh, man.
that like fans don't enjoy this. Everybody, you talk to a lot of people in America, and they're like, we're going to stand up with Americans, and we don't want to see injustice. But if we're going to have somebody that is going to explain themselves and talk about a police shooting that was 100% justified,
Yeah.
and then they're going to wear a Fidel Castro T-shirt, and then they're going to wear
the socks.
socks.
That the pigs or whatever.
Yeah, police officers as pigs on your
yeah.
socks, and you're going to act like you are some sort of modern day Muhammad Ali or just like Martin Luther King Jr. It's like, this is nonsense.
Well, he got rewarded for it. Nike gave him a big deal. He's got some other stuff going on too, so he got rewarded for it. You know, those woke companies rewarded him. So
I mean, he's become a multimillionaire
Yeah.
for race baiting. And that's why I think he's the Joy Reid of the NFL.
Joy Reid. She's on one of those news stations.
MSNBC. I would
Yes.
not suggest checking that out.
Yeah, I think I ran across her one night. I was flipping back and forth, and I listened for about 3.5 seconds, and I changed it.
Yeah. It doesn't take very long.
It didn't take long that night either. No,
Do you think he'll get picked up, though?
no. Well, he sued the NFL for him and another guy sued him, and the other guy hasn't got to play either since he got. I don't think he has. Maybe I could be wrong. For collusion, because they wouldn't sign him. It was collusion. That no team would sign him. All the teams were colluding against him not to sign him as a quarterback.
But we also got to know
And he won.
that Brian Flores right now is suing the NFL as well, along with some other coaches.
A coach that I coached for the Bears when I was there. Coach Wilkes was a DB coach for the Bears when I was there.
Mm-hmm. What do you think about that situation, too? Because, I mean, you talk about, like, during your playing days, you had so many people come together and you guys, like, appreciate each other.
Yeah.
There might have been a few conversations.
Yeah. I don't know from the management side, or I have no idea how that goes, how the hiring goes. In my opinion, if you are the best man for the job, you should get the job. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what you believe in. I mean, obviously, whatever skin color you are, if you're the best man for the job, get the job. That's all. They should hire you. And I believe that's how most teams work. I don't know that they hold spots for certain people. I don't know how that goes. I have no idea. But I think as much money is on the line in the NFL, you would want the best person coaching your team who is qualified for that job, whatever color they are. Correct?
Yeah.
Lovie Smith just got hired in Houston, his third head coaching job.
Yep.
He's one of the best head coaches. He is the best head coach I've ever played for. He should be a head coach in the NFL. Mm-hmm. There's a reason he keeps getting rehired, because men respect him and they want to play for him. I don't know what the story was in Miami. I don't know why he got fired. I have no idea. I have a hard time, like, after the fact. Like, he didn't do this whenever the situation happened. He didn't bring it up. It comes up after the fact, when, like, these guys are all 2 or 3 years down after these situations happen. They bring it up. Why not bring it up when it happens? Because you still want to coach. You still want to be a part of this league that is you say is not letting you do what you want to do. It's frustrating to me, and I could be wrong. I have no idea. We'll see what and you know that nothing's going to happen in the lawsuit. They're going to settle. The NFL will pay them because they don't want the headache. That's what they did with Kaepernick and the other guy. They just paid them.
And then what you were expressing was meritocracy. The best person should get the job, and it feels like that has been put to
that doesn't matter anymore. Yeah, and now you have the NFL implementing that teams need to hire a new minority staffer on one side of the ball. The NFL is definitely
on the offensive side of the ball, or it could be a woman.
Which is fine. You know, I get that. The NFL is definitely not equal. When you look at what's the percentage of Hispanic players in the NFL? Do you know?
What, maybe there's like less than a percentage?
Yeah. What about white players?
There's probably like 5-7%.
More than that. Asian players? I don't know.
Asian players.
That win was one.
Yeah.
And then African American players. So they control 75-80% of the players in the NFL. So it's not equal by any means. The players aren't equal. So if you want to equal the playing field, do it on every level. Not just the coaching level. Do it on every level.
You gotta love what you just saw, right? You like your sports without the nonsense, sports without the woke. You can get plenty of that if you head over to our YouTube channel, go to the Breakaway channel, press subscribe, press like on every single one of those videos, smash it, hit it out of the park, let's go. It's awesome conversations, great content, and also if you're on Instagram, you can follow us at TPUSA Breakaway. Appreciate y'all. Peace.